Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV's news cycle live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has extended his profound condolences to the government and people of Libya following the aftermath of the devastating impact of Storm Daniel and subsequent flooding that has severely impacted the eastern region of the country. A statement signed by a special advisor to Tinubu on media and publicity, Andrew Ngalale, says the president further commiserated with all families who have lost loved ones in the monumental disaster, saying he sent his best wishes for a speedy recovery to all who have been injured during the strategic incident. Andrew said the president assured the great people of Libya of Nigerians' unwavering solidarity and goodwill during these trying times, adding that the disheartening loss of lives, homes and livelihoods and critical infrastructure remains a shared grief that further unites the people of both nations. Still, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sent warm greetings to the Alake of Egbaland, Oba Adidotun Aremu Gbadebo III, on the occasion of his 80th birthday, facilitating with the revived royal father on the milestone. In a later personal address to the Alake of Egbaland, President wrote, "Please accept my warm facilitation on the auspicious occasion of your 80th birthday, taking place on September 14, 2023. I share in the joy of so many Nigerians in celebrating another milestone with you and your family. The Council of Chiefs, sons and daughters of Egbaland, as well as friends and associates from the public and private sector." And our Vice President Kashim Shettima on Wednesday departed Nigeria to represent President Bola Tinubu at the G77 plus China's Leaders Summit in Havana, Cuba. With the theme Current Development Challenges, the role of science, technology and innovation, holding between 15th and 17th September. It said the summit will deliberate on development issues facing members, mostly from the global south. The summit will equally explore proactive ways of addressing challenges facing the development of the member states, leveraging science, technology and innovation to enhance socio-economic growth. Also, Shettima will, on the sidelines of the summit, hold bilateral meetings with other world leaders to promote Nigeria's trade and investment relations in line with the economic development diplomacy of the President Bola Tinubu's administration. The Havana summit would be hosted by President of the Republic of Cuba, Miguel Diaz-Canel, in his capacity as chairman of the G77. Also, President Bola Tinubu has directed payment of all pending group life assurance owed to the families of deceased soldiers without delay. Kikelomo Okere reports that the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, made the disclosure on Tuesday while declaring upon the Chief of Army Staff Combined Second and Third Quarter Conference 2023 at the Army Headquarters Command Officers Mess in Abuja.
In the meantime, the president also directed the armed forces and agencies to decisively deal with all security challenges facing the country.
I charge fleet commanders to ensure the maintenance of these platforms and equipment to prolong their lifespan and enable the nation to optimize its investments. To align with the directive of the Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, that the armed forces and other security agencies should decisively deal with all security challenges facing the country. We must continue to conduct ourselves in a manner that reflects us as a committed force. In line with this, I conceived my command philosophy to transform the Nigerian Army into a well-trained, equipped, and highly motivated force towards achieving our constitutional responsibilities within a joint environment.
The Army chief noted that the activities of Operation Hardin Kai in the northeast have effectively curtailed Boko Haram and other terrorist activities in the region, leading to the large-scale surrender of members of the terrorist groups and the submission of a large cache of arms and ammunition.
Thank you very much for that report. Also, the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has hailed President Bola Tinubu for what he termed his ingenuity and proactive approach in resolving the visa crisis with the United Arab Emirates. Akpabio would describe the action as a socio-political showpiece, said that it was an act of genius for the president to have seamlessly restored diplomatic relationship between Nigeria and UAE, considering the economic loss incurred by both nations while the unfortunate disagreement lasted. Noting that it was highly elated at the development, Akpabio explains that it was a strategic move that will prevent and strengthen consular and economic ties between Nigeria and the UAE. He, however, assured President Tinubu that the National Assembly under his leadership would continue to provide the required legal framework to enable the executive implement the noble policies outlined in the Renewed Hope agenda. And still, the Republic of Benin has pleaded with the Nigerian government to consider rescinding its decision to close borders between both countries. The Assistant Comptroller General, Strategic Research and Policy Department of the Nigeria Customs Service, Adamu Alpha, disclosed this while reading the communique at the end of a two-day working visit of the Director General of Customs to Nigeria in Abuja on Tuesday. Kikelomo Okere has the rest of the story.
Assistant Comptroller General Strategic Research and Policy Department, Nigerian Customs Service says the two countries agreed to work and seek for harmonization of bound products by the two borders, while noting the work visit is a follow-up of the Nigerian Customs Service CG Adewale Adeniyi visit to the Republic of Benin. He stated that the visit is a desire of sharing commitments, promoting economic development, as well as strengthening of trade and facilitate partnership between the two countries.
Number 10, and this is a special addition by the Customs Administration of Benin Republic, that the Customs Administration of Benin Republic is requesting for the reversal of Nigeria's policy on the closure of Nigerian borders. This visit reaffirms the commitment of both nations to strengthen their bilateral cooperation, improve trade facilitation, and promote economic growth while fostering goodwill among their border populations.
Over the last 24 hours, we've been able to leverage our shared commitment to meaningful cooperation to consider and make progress on issues like managing the transit of goods through our territories, the use of our ports by importers of our different territories, and the issue of harmonizing prohibited goods, and finally, the attention we are drawing to the need to review the closure of some of our borders.
The Director General of Customs Service of Republic of Benin, Alin Katin, and Ambassador of Benin Republic to Nigeria, Adovi Polati, and the Ambassador of Nigeria to Benin, Olukayode Olubenga, who spoke in French, appealed to Nigerian authorities to open the border within his country. They noted that the border closure is halting trade facilitation between the two countries, as well as sub-regional trade. They further reiterate their commitment to cooperate with Nigerian authorities to ensure trade facilitation between the two countries on mutual beneficial ground.
Gone through the communique, and two aspects of the communique are of very, very importance to us as a country, particularly the main irritant along our border, and that is the closure of the border. Not many Nigerians will know the impact, but for those of us who are on ground, it was like a war declared on the two border areas. And for this to have been mentioned in the communique, it shows that we are really ready to move ahead in our bilateral relations.
While responding to questions from journalists, the acting Comptroller General of Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, says the two administrations agreed that Nigerian importers willing to use port on Cotonou are free to clear their goods, as the goods will be free to enter Nigeria. Adeniyi added that the development will enhance building of trust and confidence into the nation's economy, while noting that the meeting will strengthen the bilateral relationship between the two countries to achieve a rapid economic growth and development.
So if there are people in Benin Republic who wants to use our ports, we're trying to build trust, we're trying to build confidence in our systems. And by virtue of this agreement, what it means is that Nigerian importers willing to use the ports in Cotonou can have their goods cleared in those ports, because there would be opportunity for them to pay duties on those that are liable for payment of duties. We can account for the duties for those goods in the ports of arrival. So they will now be free to enter into Nigeria. So the
two-day working visit of the Director General of Customs, Republic of Benin, is to strengthen the existing bilateral trade ties and cooperation between the two countries, which will pave way for a comprehensive mechanism to harmonize the import prohibition list of the two countries. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News, Abuja.
Kike Ukeri for that report. And now the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, says 13 states and 50 communities, mainly up north, are likely to witness heavy rainfall that may lead to flooding between 13 and 17th of September. Ibrahim Faraloye, Lagos Territorial Coordinator NEMA, disclosed this on Wednesday in Lagos. Faraloye listed the state and communities to include Kano State, with communities like Sumela and Kuche likely to be affected. He also said that Kebbi State, with communities like Agungu, and Katsina State, with Bidawa, Jibia, Keita, Katsina communities will be affected. Other states, he said, were Niger, with Kotangura, Mashogu, and New Busau community, as well as Kwara State and Bosu community. The rest are Zamfara State, Bauchi State, Taraba, Borno, Adamawa, Yobe, Gombe State, and Jigawa, with Duse, Gumel, Gwaram, Miga. Faraloye added that due to the rise in the water levels of rivers Benue and Niger, communities along the two rivers up to Bayelsa were advised to take precautionary measures in the coming days. Also, operatives of the Imo State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has intercepted and arrested 6 pregnant females suspected to be running a baby factory in the state. The arrest followed intel on the activities of the suspect. I have the rest of the report. Listen. According to the state NDLEA, operatives while on a patrol along the Aba-Owerri Expressway intercepted 5 child trafficking victims who run a baby factory. The arrest came at a time when they were being relocated to a safer area in Ike Nibu from a hideout in Naze, all in Owerri. The oldest among them is deported with her husband and ventured into the act since there was no other means of survival for her.
My sister's husband got me pregnant. When my sister got to know, she sent me out of her husband's house. And I'm an orphan. I don't know I don't have any help. That's why I go to this group to them to help me out. I have a child before now, but I separated with my husband following the discovery that he is an outcast. And when I asked him what do we do with the baby I'm carrying, he said I should do whatever I like with it. And I don't have any other choice but to do this.
NDLEA authorities in an interviews with the suspect revealed that all the victims do not know the men that got them pregnant, adding that the victims will be handed over to the relevant authorities for proper investigation and consequent arrest of others. Very well, thank you. The United Nations Children Fund has said 333 million children are still living in extreme poverty globally. The report from UNICEF and the World Bank indicates that the COVID-19 pandemic led to the evolution of extreme poverty for 30 million fewer children than was previously predicted. According to